Good day, everyone. In today's episode, we are going to talk about something juicy with Dr. Kathryn and Yann about new age relationships, actually. So, diving straight into the questions, Dr. Kathryn, maybe I can ask you first. Talk about online dating. It's a culture these days. Many youngsters, they find love via Tinder, for example. So, do you actually believe in this culture, like love at first sight? Is it actually a romantic thing or a foolish thing?
But Dr. Kathryn, have you online dating before?
No. This new age dating is not for me. Because I'm old age.
How do you find your husband the old times?
We met through friends. So I've not done online dating before.
Okay.
I did try to use it for like a few days, but I just find it doesn't work for me. I think I'm more
conventional, traditional,
right? And conventional.
Yeah, I think our times of age when it comes to dating, I don't think there's such a thing called online dating.
Yeah.
We can only choose people who are our friend or friend's friend or the family's friends, right? or the old times, I remember there are such thing called pen pal. Have you?
Oh yes, you write to your friend.
I don't know. Maybe your generation no more pen pals, but my generation, I still remember that my uncles write to pen pal. Like 3 months later, the letter only got reply.
I think those ways are a lot more romantic,
Romantic,
right? Yeah.
But I think in today's instant gratification, of course, online dating is so much more easier, right? People
Direct.
just sweat right for love, right? But I think there is pro and cons to it. Of course, pro is sometimes in such a busy society, we really don't have time to go out and social.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't have time to go out and social, and like especially like us, we only work in a woman community. We don't even have a chance to date our colleague. So it becomes very limited. Like it might not easy to meet someone.
Yeah.
And of course, online dating is a convenient thing to meet someone and get to know someone. But I think the cons of it is you are being given so much of choice that you don't know who to choose as well, right? And sometimes you judge people at the first photo. You might also miss out the connection, getting to know somebody,
I think that's the
being
biggest
friends.
That's the biggest issue for me. I think
Like
based on a few photos and
How are you going to judge?
yeah, how do you know this person is the one for you, right? So I am more conventional way. I believe you have to talk to a person, get to know a person before you can fall in love with that person. Yeah. So coming back to the question, love at first sight. There's no love at first sight for me.
So you and your husband, is it love at first sight?
I think I am love at first sight for him.
So he see you, he already know, okay, this is my wife.
I think for me it's infatuation at first sight. But for love to develop, I think it takes time, right? Because for me, to build love for someone, I think I would have to see how much effort he's putting into our relationship and how he treats the people around him, how he treats his family, what's his basic values.
Okay.
Yeah, to make me fall in love with with that person.
So love at first sight only happens in K-drama.
Yeah.
So when you watch too much K-drama, then you were like, this, you judge people at their first sight. I also believe that I don't really believe in love at first sight as well, because I think you judge a person, it's hard to judge a person just by looking at a photo or even just by one meeting, right? You need to at least once to get to know the person. I always feel that when you go dating, you always go with an intention of, can we be friends? If you can't even be friends, you want to fall in love with each other and spend the whole life together, I think it's difficult. But I think nowadays people are so impatient. The first thing they dating online, they will ask you, you want marriage or you want what?
Really?
Then I think so. Because a lot of women who actually go online dating and can't find anybody because they have a long list of the criteria.
Yeah.
And I think they are being very unrealistic when it comes to this.
Yeah.
When you
I think we
such
should have a
list.
few basic ones,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Like
like
maybe
top priorities.
priorities. Then the rest can be adjustable.
So
Can
what is your top priority?
my top
three.
priorities have to be
Good looking.
not bad looking.
Not bad looking, okay.
Because my children's genes will come
Genius.
partially from him.
True. For the
Yeah.
next generation's sake. Yeah.
Correct. So have to be taller than me, of course. That is
Okay.
the external criteria. Have to be
Okay.
taller than me, and not bad looking.
Okay.
Then I think has to be filial to
the
parents.
parents.
Because I think this is a very strong Chinese belief. It's a very strong Chinese culture.
Okay.
I think I grew up in a very
Chinese.
very Chinese
Traditions.
correct. So if my parents are very filial to their parents, and I'm very filial to my parents. So I also want my husband to be someone like that, so our children also can
Have these values.
have this value as well.
Yeah.
So,
So
that
only
is a very
two.
Chinese part of me.
Third one?
Then third one, adventurous.
Adventurous.
I think try out different things. Like
Okay.
we should
Open-minded
always
to-
be open minded to new things that we can experience together.
So you're saying
travel to a new
adventurous
place.
sexually or adventurous on other ways?
I think everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to food, restaurants to go,
okay.
holiday places.
I
Yeah.
see. Sex position. Okay.
Okay, so how about you, Yan? You seems to have a lot of past relationship experiences from the look of it in all different aspects. Would you be able to share us some of your top criteria instead?
For me, I think number one is kindness. I cannot take people who are very mean and rude. Yeah, so I think kindness is one of my top priorities.
Kindness in their language or kindness in the heart? Because I know of people
Yeah, I understand what you're
who
saying.
are very rude with their words, but actually inside they are very kind.
Actually, for me, it's overall.
Overall.
I cannot take harsh words also. I cannot people talk in a very rude way. Of course, I have seen people who are very kind in heart, but very
Actually
toxic
inside-
in their words. That also I can't take it. I think I need somebody who is nice to people. Yeah.
Kind inside out.
Inside out, like they need to be nice to people. Because when a person who is like very rude or mean to people, that is something that I cannot take. Yeah, I cannot take. I think the second one is humor. I think humor to me is important. I really cannot stand a man who is too boring or too cannot take humor every day.
Yeah, so does he have to be adventurous as well?
I think adventurous is not my top list. It's not my top list, but of course it will be nice to be adventurous, but it's not my top list. My top list, the second one will be humor. The third one, I would think, of course, it would be nice to have somebody who is good looking as well. Being in a beauty and beauty wellness industry, I think
You see too many beautiful people, right?
You're so used to seeing beautiful things, and
Yeah.
I'm not being shallow in a way. I'm just saying it's nice.
Yeah,
if
it's
the
nice.
person.
I think because someone's external appearance also tells something about themselves.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if a person is
Take good care of
themselves, means they are aware of what are the unhealthy.
Yeah, true. Like
Things
good
to do.
habits, right? I think good habits is one of the important things.
Yeah.
I am quite meticulous when it comes to cleanliness, organized and things like that. I
Yeah,
think
and also if there's a saying, if you can't control your mouth, how can you control yourself, your life, and other things? Yeah, so I think it's also it's related to self-discipline, self-care.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think especially we are in the self-care industry, we also expect our partner to
be
also take care of
Correct,
themselves.
correct. Yeah, but not overdoing it.
Yeah, more than us, right? Oh my God, take more time to dress up than us. No, we can't accept that. You can be beautiful, but not as beautiful as us.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Yan and Dr. Kathryn. So, above and all the criterias and all that, let's talk a bit more about new age relationships. Okay, so there are such a thing called open relationship these days in this new generation. Okay, where people will actually have a lot of stereotypical views towards it. So, firstly, maybe we can define first what is the definition of open relationship. We can start with Yan.
Frankly, this open relationship terms, I also only learned it maybe 5 years ago, right? And the first time when I learned about open relationship, it's hard for me to digest because we come from a Chinese tradition, right? And it's like being an Asian is like, oh, you're committed marriage and things like that. But when I learned about it, I kind of understand why certain relationship needs to be in an open relationship. So when we are talking about open relationship, we are not saying that the person is not committed. It is just that of course, there are many definitions to an open relationship. Example, I am in a committed relationship with you. We are the primary relationship, but we are also okay to open up to date other people, right? You are okay with it, I'm okay with it, then this is considered open relationship. Of course, when I start understanding this, I understand that certain relationship needs to be open in a way. Example, we are in a distant relationship, right? I like you a lot, you like me a lot, we see a future together, but at this current stage, we are distant. And maybe we only meet each other once or twice in a year, right? Then it becomes very unrealistic to be in a close relationship because it's a high chance of cheating, right? Because you wouldn't know whether people will cheat or not. So if you agree to it, that is to be open, then maybe that might work as well. And there are also relationships, when I interviewed one of the couple, they are in a committed relationship for like 7-8 years and without kids, And sometimes, of course, without kids, the relationship needs to also progress to another stage, right? So then this couple told me that they, at the year 8, the husband starts cheating, the wife starts cheating, and one day they sit down and they confront each other. What are we now? So then they say, let's open relationship because they love each other, but they just lost that desire and spark, especially sexually.
Interesting.
Then they just say, let's be in an open relationship. And surprisingly, after like 3 years of an open relationship, they
come
decided
back to each other.
They still are together.
They rebuilt the...
Yeah. Then they decided to be close again. Yeah. So sometimes in stages of life, you might need different things. And I feel it's just so important to communicate. And when I learned about this open relationship, then of course I start asking a lot. Then I realized in Asia, we actually have a lot of people who are in open relationship, but they just don't talk about it. Example, the husband was cheating. The wife knows. They just keep quiet. They just act like they don't know.
Yeah.
And I remember there's one time I was like interviewing 10 people in a group. To my surprise, 9 of them has an affair, but just not openly talk to the
Spouse.
The spouse. So then again, open relationship has so wide definition. I think in the West, people are more honest about it. They bring it out and they talk.
Yeah.
And they decide, okay, this is the relationship you want to be. And they set certain rules to it. There are certain open relationships where you can date someone, you can kiss someone, but just no intercourse. But there are also things that you can have or you need to have protection. They just set their own rules. But in the East, I realized a lot of people are having affair rather than
hiding
open relationship.
So actually, if the other party, the wife, the spouse, knows that the other party already have someone but decided to keep quiet, it's actually already an official open relationship, right? Because you know about it, but you did not.
It's not official.
Yeah.
It's a open secret. It's still a secret, but actually you know about it. He might know about it. It's just that we don't talk about it.
But it is not a mutual
no mutual agreement. Yeah.
So
And that
I
will-
think it's not considered open
Yeah,
because
it's
if it's not a mutual,
it's an affair.
yeah,
and it will build a lot of resentment.
correct.
Because you might know and you will build a lot of resentment, and sometimes there are a lot of circumstances why the wife or the husband don't confront the partner that, even I know you're cheating, I don't confront. It can be because of financial, it can be because of family, it can be because of culture, it can be because I don't want to be a divorced person. I don't care what you do as long as we are not divorced. There are a lot of reasons why people just doesn't want to confront it. But at different culture, people define relationship in a
Differently,
very
right?
It seems like a very fine line between these two, actually.
And I think why in the East people don't
Talk about it.
Yeah,
Openly
I think
talk
it's
about it.
because if, for example, a husband is cheating, why wouldn't he tell his wife? Because he knows his wife wouldn't be able to accept it.
Yeah.
So I think it's also a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And how the wife family or his own family is going to see the whole thing of all this
If
pressure,
it's a very
right?
common thing like in the West.
Yeah. I think in
It's
the
easy
West-
for the husband to open up, to say it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next question, what we have here is this. Relationships that were built from sex, is it serious and going to be long lasting? Or it's still very much depending on the mutual connection, in your opinion? Maybe we can start with Dr. Kat.
I think men and women are different. Men can have sex without love. Some, not all.
Most.
Yeah, most can. But I think, some women can do it too, but I think most women can't.
Yeah.
So, I think that's my my view on this. Some can, some cannot.
How about you, Yann?
I always believe depends on what type of relationship you want. If you want a long-term relationship, definitely chemistry is very important. If you can't even make love to this person, don't marry that person. I tell you, you will suffer, right? Because that is the most important thing a couple share that you don't share with any other person, right? So if you can't make love to your partner, who else can you make love to? You can't.
Yeah,
Actually, you
that's
can't make love
true.
to any other people. So I think if you want a long-term relationship, definitely sex is important. But sex is not everything. If sex is very good, but you don't share the same values, then it's hard to live every day together, right? You will
It's
have a
like
lot of-
money. Money can't buy all the happiness, but money can buy 90% of happiness.
Yeah, like money, you need to have certain money, right?
But it's not everything,
It's not everything. So sex is also
Very
the same.
important.
And the third thing I think is lifestyle also, right? If you share some sort of lifestyle, more common things together, then the relationship can last longer. And if you only have chemistry, you don't have values, you don't have lifestyle,
Cannot.
you will have a very good one night stand.
Yeah.
That's it. Or you have a very good what they call it, the
Maybe it's not
friends
sustainable.
with benefits kind of relationship.
Yeah, that's another in-trend relationship as well these days.
Friends with
Yeah.
benefits. Yeah.
Okay, casually just asking, what's your take on sugar daddy relationship
Oh
as well?
my God, sugar daddy.
Speaking of new age relationship, will you guys be able to accept that kind of relationship? This is just for example. Let's just see if a close friend of yours, or even touch with like your daughter or whatnot, is it something that is acceptable at
You
all?
say first. Can you accept?
Not for myself or the people around me, but I won't stop other people from doing it.
Oh, really? You won't stop? Okay.
I mean, it's a choice. It's because she needs him and maybe he needs her as well. So as long as it's not my own family, I'm fine with it.
How about you, Yan?
Frankly, I would encourage. Of course, I try not to look down in a way, or stereotype or anything. But you see, the old times, when people cheat or have an affair, it's a shame, right? Something that you want to do it privately, secretly, you don't want anybody to know because it's a shame. But nowadays, having affair sugar daddy is
They
a
flaunt
pride.
about it. Yeah.
They go shopping, hold hands with a 70 years old uncle, and it become a things that they show off, which I feel is very wrong. Because you're normalizing this type of relationship that they say, oh, it's okay, he's paying me for all the money. No sex related. Of course, he's a 70-year-old man. He don't need sex, or he can't have sex anymore. But he is manipulating you, my dear, right? And sometimes you're so young. You're 15 years old or 18 years old having a sugar daddy. Of course, he is manipulating you.
I think it depends on, for me, it depends on the circumstances. So say if this 18-year-old has a sick mom that needs money and she has no other means to get money and she needs a lot of time to be there for her mom and all that. In these circumstances, I will understand and I will think it's okay. But let's say another person, 16-year-old, do it because she is chasing for, yes, she's chasing for luxury brands and stuff. Don't do it. So I think a lot of things in life and in this world has no right or wrong answer. There must be a reason for someone to do something that is shameful or unacceptable. I think nobody likes to do it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I feel sad for this because we must understand when a kid is, I feel emotional talking this. When a kid is 16 years old, she is not matured enough to know what is the life choices they have.
Yeah.
And when you have an old man who is 40, 60 years old, coming to you acting like he's the hero to rescue you from whatever, I feel it's not right. Mm-hmm. You want to do charity? Not this way. So I feel, let's say you take out this option, this sugar daddy thingy. This girl who is 16 years old, she will find way to survive because there are 99 other ways that you can survive. But when you give her an easy way,
it's a shortcut
way, you actually kind of destroy her choice. Mm-hmm. And at that age, she doesn't really know what her available choice are. So I think I will not blame the kids because they don't know better. Mm-hmm. I will blame the
sugar daddy, correct.
Because if you want to help the kids, just help it. Scholarship, whatever. Why you want to go and manipulate these kids and give her this type of love and all this, giving her the false love. It's not a real love, it's a false love. And sometimes these kids, they have daddy issue, right? Maybe come from a single family, dad is always not around. So she might be hunger for dad's love, right?
Yeah.
And you come in and you take advantage of that. I would blame the daddies. And imagine this might also happen to sugar mummies. But maybe less right?
But if we turn it around, it doesn't seem to be as harmful as sugar daddy.
It doesn't seem as harmful, but I always, why I always get emotional on this is also because I have kids myself. I am just thinking, if some rich man take advantage of my kids, and imagine when your kids come back and tell you, what's wrong with that? He's giving me 15,000 allowance every month and things like that. There's so many things wrong with that. Imagine you give a kid, 16 years old kids, 15,000 allowance every month, and when when she's 20 years old, she starts her first job, getting a pay of 2,000 or 3,000. She said, no, this is not the job I will do.
That's true.
You actually destroy almost the whole life. And then, the worst thing is, this realization will only start to happen when this girl turned 30 or 40. Then she realized.
But can the relationship last so long? Sugar daddy relationship can last from 16 to 30.
Yeah, because I am in a business where I see a lot of women. So when I see women at their 30s, at their 40s, suddenly lost their sugar daddy. And because, when they're 20s, they're still pretty, and things like that. When they reach their 30s and they are still brainless and look like a doll all the time, the sugar daddy can choose a younger doll, right? You expired.
Yeah.
I need to find a
young
18 years old or 25 years old that is less demanding also, right? Easy to fulfill, pay lesser money, no need to give increment. Right? Then this lady at 30 don't have skill and so used to lifestyle, right? Having nice home, nice car, nice handbag lifestyle. And how is she going to survive? And sometimes these girls has 1 or 2 kids, out of wedlock, right? Then they need to take care of the kids. I think this person's life is kind of destroyed because you let them have it too easy at a young age. And they don't know better. You just don't know better. It's such a high temptation, right? You are 16. Somebody pay you 10,000 every month and don't make love with you. No sex. Sugar daddy cannot have sex most of the time. Right? And all this girl will say, I do it not because of sex. Because the men actually don't need
Cannot
sex.
have sex.
Because they are 60, they are 70s, they actually don't have sex, but they destroy the choice you can make in your life. Which I feel sad, but it's happening so much in TikTok. Recently, I saw somebody do a TikTok. I mean, I don't want to judge, but she also happily said, she was driving a nice car and came out, what do you do? I don't do anything. I just married, I don't think it's married, I just have a sugar daddy, pay me 10,000 a month. And I saw my daughter go and like that TikTok. I'm like,
Did you have a talk with her after that? You better have a talk with her. I think we really need to be present for our kids from when they are young, right? If we provide enough love, we give them a comfortable environment, not over, but at least the basic, right? Then I believe it will reduce the chance of them seeking love from somewhere else. So it all comes back to parenting.
So I think again, give them enough love and give them enough self-esteem that they know they deserve better.
They self-love.
Yes, they feel that they deserve better. I don't deserve a sugar daddy. Yes.
Thank you so much. That's a very, very, very
interesting discussion.
Good sharing.
Emotional as well.
Yeah, I believe a lot of moms here also, that will be very inspired, by all these things that is happening in the new age relationship. So, as Yann and Dr. Kathryn said, it always gels back to the parenting. So it's really, really important to educate your child to have the correct mindset and all that. Thank you, Yann and Dr. Kathryn, again for today, and we will see everyone in the next episode. Thank you so much.